meeting. And let's call this meeting to order. I'm going to turn that so I don't have to look at myself. Let's do a roll call. Start with Linda.
Here.
Jan here.
Ron here.
Rick's here.
Cindy Kirby here.
Dave's here, if anybody cares.
Okay, we're all here. Let's look at the minutes from September 17th. It's been that long ago. Did you get a chance to read those? And does anybody have any comments on those? And thank you for changing it so I'm not looking at myself. I appreciate that. Okay. And I'm looking for a motion to approve.
I would make a motion to approve the minutes as they're written.
A second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Oh, that was easy. Okay, we're going to start with discussion. City update. That's you, Jason.
Good afternoon. I got a little bit to talk about here. Updates. It's been a while since we were last here. Tree trimming. Street tree trimming has started. We put out door hangers on everybody that had a bush or a tree that we could possibly think maybe needed trimming. We got 17 people to respond for the do not trim list, so 17 addresses. Had some tree removals. 3 trees removed over on Grove Street, corner of Grove and Ash. The sidewalk was really, really bad over there, so we worked with the property owner and Pacific Power and got 3 of those taken out. I believe there's a water line underneath at least 2 of them, so they won't be put back, but I think the 3rd will be replanted with another tree. Had a couple tree removals down in the neighborhood of Joy and Jadon. I didn't get the exact addresses, but similar thing. Just the sidewalk was getting pretty bad, so that'll be repaired. We received a Tree City USA designation, and me and Sierra, I think it puts us at 24 years. We were going back, but we're up there around 24 years. River Park, we got a generous donation from BLT for boulders that Jeff installed to try to keep vehicles off the trail. And I believe he also got the bollards in to keep people out of there. We did block off some parking on right as you come into the park, and we're going to be making that parking lot bigger by the horseshoe pits and then opening that back up once we get it where we want it so people aren't actually having to back up onto the trail. Zach repaired, put in a new photo eye on the lights on the south end of the Old Mill Trail, and it seems to be working, getting the lights to turn off. We're going to keep an eye on it. We had a couple more options to go with, but this was the easiest to try. When those photo eyes start going bad, sometimes they get to where they take a lot of light to turn off. So last week at some point. Zach was out a little bit sick, so I don't know exact which day, but I was down there today and it was off probably around 9:30, 10 o'clock. So we worked with the Garden Club and Linda on the tree project on 2nd Street, and it looks like it was 22 trees in total, correct? 17 for street trees and 5 for River Park.
Yeah, we ended up planting trees on Williams again.
Yep.
And
yes,
on 6th,
Okay.
because I couldn't go on 5th. And
Yeah.
also one person is planting them on 5th, and I still haven't checked whether she's actually done it.
Okay. And speaking of the Garden Club, they also did the riverbank improvements down there at Riverview Park. In the high rains, it did wash out some of the bank and some of the plantings, but I was down there today and it still looked like there was quite a few left. So that'll be nice once those get established and try to keep the bank from eroding away anymore. I don't know if anybody had been by Ralston Park on the north side of Maple. We're working on a project there. We're going to be putting in some concrete, and eventually there'll be a flagpole there. The flagpole will come out during Christmas time, and the holidays in the park got a large, it's called the mega tree. It's 39 foot tall with the lights on it. So the base got put in for that. And then in the meantime, or in the time that it's not in, we're going to get a flagpole to go in there. So my crews are working on a concrete project for there. And then last but not least, Cheetah Lake Park has started the project. So they're on phase 1, which is the utility extensions into the park and then all the street improvements. So it's not really affecting too much of the park, but there's a lot of stuff going on down there. And then phase 2 of the actual park improvements is still being finalized, worked through with Knife River, our general contractor, and it should start sometime this summer after the Strawberry Festival. So that is about all I have. And if anybody has any questions on things, let me know.
Any questions?
Excuse me.
Okay, and the improvements that you're doing now at Cheetah Lake are pretty much invisible because it's all
I mean,
a
it'll
lot
be
of underground stuff.
It'll be a lot. Right now, it's a lot of the utilities. So we have to extend in, I believe, an 8-inch water main that's going to run down the access road. We have to extend in a water service that'll supply the bathroom eventually. Storm drainage and sewer lines all getting extended into the park itself. And then once that's all done, they're going to start on all of the street improvements. So it'll be the full multi-use path from property line to property line, curb, gutter, all that. So eventually it will have the multi-use path. Like I said, it'll just go from property line to property line. So it's not going to really do much right now until the other properties develop and get it all the way, one way or the other. But you will be able to see some things, but the good majority of it will be next project, next phase, and it'll be the bathroom and the trails and things like that.
So all the multi-use path in the front is all part of phase 1 that'll be done before June?
Yes.
Okay.
Supposed to be done before
Supposed to
June.
be done. Got it. I just want to make sure.
Yep. And they're moving right along. I believe they chlorinated the water line extension, the water service is in. They're working on the storm drain extension, so I imagine they'll be starting on the street improvements and the multi-use path fairly soon. They do have to, it's kind of a shame they have to extend all of the fire hydrants that just got put in back further to get behind the multi-use path, so they got to do a little bit more work, but yeah, they're rolling along.
So I just wanted to make sure that something was said on that, because the public's gonna wonder where's all this money going, but it's going for things that you got to do before you can do the pretty stuff.
Yeah,
That's really where we're at.
and I think a lot of this project is going to be like that. There's going to be a lot of infrastructure work that costs a lot of money and uses up a lot of the funds, but it's necessary to get the fun stuff down the road.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you. Any other questions on that stuff? The Weyerhaeuser tree planting opportunity, is that what we were already talking about, or is that something different? Because you guys talked about planting some trees.
yeah.
Is that different, or is that what we were already talking about? I don't know.
That's different. That's going to be across from the sewage treatment plant. Well, that's part of the plan anyway. Let me see if I can find my notes here. So American Forest wants to have this event with Weyerhaeuser employees. So we decided we could put 36 trees in that Mark Slough area on the east side of the road. And the Weyerhaeuser employees will be planting those with supervision from Build Lebanon Trails and the Garden Club volunteers. And then we will hope that the grant will also pay for 7 trees at River Park to be planted on March 8th. Build Lebanon Trails was planning to do that anyway. And then 30 trees at Academy Square, and plus the Cedar of Lebanon that the city has in a pot. And then over the coming months, 14 trees at Christopher Columbus Park and 53 trees at Cheetah Lake Park.
So is there anything that we as a committee need to do on that? Are all the wheels rolling on it?
We're going to have a meeting with American Forests on Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Does that work for you, Thad? Yeah, And so we'll have the other Jason or one of you guys there also to work out the details.
So I have a question, like for example, the trees you're planting at Cheetah Lake Park, those 50 trees, how do those fit into the strategic plan with all of the other construction? I would hate for us to have 50 trees planted there and then they all be in places where something is going to be built. I mean, we've got a huge plan for that park, and putting 50 trees in right now does not seem like the best plan.
They won't go in till after the current construction is done, and then they'll be in places where they won't be in the way.
Okay, that was my concern, is that we
Yeah.
have all this construction and planning going on for that park that's over several years. To put more trees in it that we're gonna have to take out would be a shame.
This is probably trivia, but I think it's going to be March 7th at River Park. And it's going to be 6 trees? 6 trees, I think, at River Park on the 7th. It's a Saturday.
Thank you. I have the wrong date in my notes. I'll fix that.
Perfect. That is a great, great opportunity. And sounds like Build Lebanon Trails. Yeah.
We met with Jason Williams,
Mm-hmm.
and a couple of things. The city has offered to dig the holes for the trees out on Tennessee Road, out across from the sewer treatment plant. There's been a lot of asphalt grindings buried out there, and so we don't know what we're going to get into with planting 36 trees out there. And there is dirt out there that they can use to supplement the holes if needed and so forth. So that's part of the plan. Also part of the plan is the city will do the holes at River Park. The city will do the holes out at Cheeto Park. And many of those trees will be along the existing trail and the 10-foot wide concrete trail they're going to be putting across the front of the park. But others his intention is to designate them areas that they know are not going to, as much as possible, that they know aren't going to be developed. Jason would like to get it turns out to be a total of 140 trees.
It's great.
And he wants to get all the trees up front, and, quite a few of them will go in the ground the first 10 days. 42 of them will go in the ground the first 10 days. The others he will maintain on a city site, keeping them ready to go until we have volunteers and city people and whatever to put them in the ground as separate tree planting projects. The Warehouser, they only want their employees there one morning from 9 until noon. They don't care if we make it, they've said they don't care if we make it a multi-stage project over a period of 18 months or whatever. They're willing to pay for all the fertilizer and stakes and watering tubes and shovels if we need them, and gloves if we need them, and protective eyewear if we need it. We're hopeful they may even help pay for a watering trailer that the city could use not only to water these trees, but future trees, and maybe even the hanging baskets and the potted tree, containerized trees downtown more efficiently than they're watering them now. BLT has agreed to keep all the trees at the 36 trees, well, the total of 42 trees between River Park and Tennessee Road. We will keep those watered for the first 2 years, but we can't water all 140 if we don't have that kind of manpower to do it. So anyway, that's the plan. And Jason was going to look into what a trailer, a watering trailer with a pump and so forth that would meet some of the city's downtown needs and so forth, what that would cost, and whether we can incorporate that or part of that into this Warehouser. Warehouser, I think you may have mentioned, has offered to pay up to $25,000 for this project. So anyway.
It's an incredible project. Good work on that, whoever all has been involved. That is, we're really looking at the future, because those trees are just little trees now, but when our grandchildren, well, me's going to be great-grandchildren are around, they're going to be a wonderful asset. Trees are a really long-term investment, so.
And the says they're gonna make it an Arbor Day event, and have a speaker come in, and have the mayor speak, and he's got lots of big ideas about that, so, and it's not that far away, so, anyway.
Terrific. Thank you, everybody that's been involved in that. I know, Linda, you've been involved in it. Anything else?
Yeah, we're still waiting for American Forest to confirm the date. And so don't tell the mayor yet that he's coming because we will invite him as soon as we know what date we want him to come. And the state forester will be invited also.
We try to leave him in the dark. It's going to be. I'm just curious, as the 36 trees on Tennessee, is that going to be like a border? Is it going to be all along the road to kind of make a separation, or are they random?
They'll be in different places, but mostly along the trail and along the road and by the parking lot.
If there's a real bear along there, it'd be a great place for him. So thank you.
Okay, great. And it sounds like you guys have thought or thinking about how to water them because that's a big, big piece. So, okay, any other comments or thoughts on that? That's a great project. Okay, BLT, speaking of great projects, I've seen some of your guys' work that you've been doing lately. Give us a BLT update. Oh, I see Rod's chomping at the bit. No, okay, Jan's gonna start.
I don't know if you've been down to River Park and experienced the little recent loop trail that was completed.
Yes.
And that's where Jason said that they put the boulders because people were driving on the trail. I think really not knowing that it was the trail. They just thought it was an access in or out. So anyway, that is a wonderful little trail. It kind of weaves in the trees, and it's just a nice loop because most walkers and runners don't want to go out and back, and this way they can do a loop and around. Oh, thank you.
She's not planning on talking.
I'm done.
Very, very good. Yeah, my wife and I discovered that. We were just out walking the trail and go, wait, they've added something. So that's great.
So it's been a while since we had a meeting, and since then, the Bill Lebanon Board of Directors has had their retreat, annual retreat, and we came up with a list of goals, 1, 3, 5, 10-year goals, and I'll be sharing that with this committee and with council and just in the next couple of weeks. Got a couple of letters and a new map that we'll be sending out along with that, and I have some brand new BLT flyers with our new event schedule and with our revised map that we'll hand out to the group here. So probably the big thing that's going on is we're still on schedule for building the Mill Race Trail. And we have hopefully our last meeting, trying to get that conditional use permit fully approved by Lynn County. They've already approved it, but it's been appealed now. And now we have a remand meeting coming up on the 27th. And after that, the NIMBY, which is the group that's been doing the appeals, they'll either be happy and drop their appeals, or they'll push it on to the Land Use Board of Appeals. So, and that hopefully will happen fairly quickly after the county does what they need to do to their records. The NIMBY had requested a bunch of additions to the record, and this next meeting that we're having on the 27th won't be any more information that'll be given. That's just not allowed. So they're just going to judge on what they're going to do with I guess the request to include all that paperwork. So with that, I don't know, is there anything else, Jan, you can think of? We went to the Connect Lebanon event they had this weekend, and it was very successful. Had quite a few people attend and hopefully picked up a few more volunteers.
Perfect. We are just rolling through this meeting. We're going to do two more things. We're going to do public comments if there's any, and then be thinking, there's not a lot of public, and they've already commented, but I'll do public comments, and then we'll see if there's anything from the members of the committee. So looking around at the public, any more public comments? Nope. Okay. Okay, let's start. Dave, let's start with you. You got any comments or thoughts? Or
I have a couple. The last time that 44 North went and did our trail day, we went and reconnoitered before, and some trees had fallen down, and the city team took care of that for us. We appreciate that. It was something that I might have been able to tackle with my chainsaw, but I might also hurt myself. So I'm glad that the one was kind of smaller, but that one that was up was hanging over the path, and I just didn't understand the geometry of where I should have cut first. So thank you for taking care of that. Our next day for that is the 31st. So I walked it Sunday. The long weekend has me goofed up on what days they were, but Sunday I walked it, and it's pretty clear. There's a few leaves to get off of it still, but there's no trees or any problem like that. There's one kind of log that I think between us we can push off a little bit, but it looks really good. And like I say, we appreciate your help. And if there is anything, I'm supposed to be, if there's anything you need to bring to council, anything I can help with, bring to council, we'd love to have you at the meetings, at council meetings. That's how stuff gets done. If you get in front of us and you give us something that we can then turn into an action item for you, that's the best way to do it. And I'd be glad to help with that if I can.
Perfect, thanks. Cindy?
I have nada.
No, really? Rod, you got anything else?
I don't.
You got anything else?
Nothing.
Linda? And I don't either. 21 minutes. Okay, there's got to be something controversial here or something we can end it to.
I think it's the sunshine.
It's a sunshine. Okay, the next scheduled meeting is March 18th, 2026, and we're going to adjourn. Fast meeting. Thank you.